All right, let's get right into it. Forget everything you think you know about the 9-to-5 grind. And no, we're not talking about those burnout side hustles that just feel like a second job. Today, we're diving into how to build modern, tech-driven, passive income systems. Think of them as engines that you build once to work for you, well into the future.
So let's just kick things off with a pretty big question, right? Is the whole 9-to-5 thing, is it obsolete? I mean, especially if you're Gen Z or a younger millennial, you have to ask yourself, is trading your time for a steady paycheck really the safest bet anymore? Because in the economy we're living in right now, that answer, well, it's getting a lot more complicated.
And this right here, this really lays out the massive shift we're talking about. On one side, you've got active income. That's the old way. Think of it like you're on a bicycle and you have to keep pedaling and pedaling and pedaling. The moment you stop pedaling, the bike stops and you stop earning. But then there's the new model, passive income. This isn't about pedaling harder. It's about taking the time to build an engine, a financial system that keeps running for you even when you're not actively pushing the pedals yourself.
Okay, so that leads us to a pretty hard truth, The financial playbook our parents and grandparents followed, the one, climb the corporate ladder, max out your 401k, and you'll be set. Well, that playbook is failing. It's just not working for a lot of us anymore. Let's really dig into why. Just take a look at this chart. For the last 20 years, that blue bar, the cost of living, has just skyrocketed. Meanwhile, that little bar next to it, our actual wage growth, it's barely moved. See that huge gap between them? That gap is exactly why so many of us feel like we're running as fast as we can on a financial treadmill and just not getting anywhere.
So, here's the bottom line. The old playbook is broken, period. It was written for a totally different economic world. Trying to rely on it today, it's like trying to find your way around a new city using a map from the 1980s. It's just not going to work.
But listen, this isn't about doom and gloom. Not at all. It's really about a mindset shift. We've talked about the problem, so now let's pivot to the solution. And that solution is all about using the incredible technology we have at our fingertips to create income systems that can basically run themselves.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right now about this whole passive income idea. The word passive can be a little misleading. This is not about getting rich by doing nothing. It's about doing the right work, the smart work, once. It's about front-loading that effort to build an asset or a system. And then, the key word here is leverage. You leverage that system so it keeps working for you over and over again, with very little effort from you down the line.
So why the urgency? Why does this matter so much right now? Well, you see everywhere. AI and automation are completely reshaping the job market. In this new world, owning assets that generate income is becoming way more valuable than just having a job. Building these streams, it's not just about some extra pocket money. It's about literally future-proofing your entire financial life.
All right, so now that we've laid the groundwork, let's get to the good stuff, the actual strategies. I'm going to walk you through 5 unconventional, really cutting-edge ways you can start building your own financial engine. Think of this as your blueprint for the future. First up, number 1. This is for all you digitally organized, super creative people out there. We're talking about taking your skills in things like AI or digital productivity and turning them into assets that solve real, specific problems for other people.
Seriously? Think about it. Maybe you're a genius at Notion. You built the perfect project management template just once. Or maybe you've figured out a killer set of prompts that creates absolutely stunning AI art. You create that digital asset one time, and then you can sell it over and over and over again on places like Etsy or Gumroad. It is the absolute definition of the create once, sell forever model.
Okay, so we started with digital products. For number 2, let's dive into the world of Web3. This one's called DePIN, which stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure. Now, I know that sounds complicated, but it's actually a pretty straightforward way to earn truly passive income using resources you probably already have. The whole concept is actually really simple, but it's super powerful. You take something you're not fully using, like maybe your extra internet bandwidth or the empty storage space on your computer, and you contribute it to a decentralized network. It's kind of like being part of a community-owned cloud service. So you set it up on a network like Helium for Wi-Fi or Filecoin for storage, and then that's it. Your hardware just works in the background, earning you crypto rewards all on its own for helping keep that network running.
All right, on to number 3. Forever, real estate investing has been a game for people with a ton of cash, right? It felt totally out of reach for most of us. But technology is completely flipping that script, making it accessible to, pretty much anyone.
I mean, what if I told you that you could own a piece of a real income-generating property for $50? That's not a typo. $50. That is the power of what we call fractionalization. So here's how it actually works. There are platforms now that let you buy a tiny tokenized share of a specific rental property. And this isn't some vague real estate fund. You own a literal digital slice of a real physical building. This means you earn your portion of the monthly rental income, plus any appreciation in the property's value, all without ever having to deal with a single tenant or a leaky faucet.
Okay, number 4. This one taps directly into the insane creative power of AI that we're seeing explode right now. The idea here is to build a massive, scalable library of content that just generates royalties for you 24/7.
Now, the real key to making this work is to get super specific. Don't just make background music. No, you make lo-fi chill-hop study beats for coding. See the difference? You use amazing AI tools like Midjourney for images or Suno for music to generate hundreds of these assets in your tiny niche. Then, you upload them all to stock media platforms, and every single time somebody downloads one of your creations, you get paid a royalty. It really becomes a numbers game, powered by AI's ability to create at a massive scale.
And that brings us to our 5th and final stream. This one solves a massive problem that pretty much all of us face every single day: information overload. I mean, we are drowning in data, right? So in this environment, curation, the skill of finding the valuable signal in all that noise, is an incredibly valuable service.
The idea here is really simple. You create a small, exclusive community. Think a private Discord or a Substack newsletter, where people pay you a small recurring fee for your curated insights on a specific topic. The real magic, though, is in the automation. You can set up systems that automatically scan for news, monitor trends, and then deliver those summarized, easy-to-digest insights straight to your subscribers. You build the curation engine once, and that recurring revenue just keeps coming in.
So let's zoom out for a minute. What's the common thread that ties all 5 of these ideas together? Well, they all represent this fundamental shift, a move away from an economy that's purely based on trading your labor for money and toward a new economy that's based on owning assets and using leverage. And really, that's the core message here. The future isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. Your most valuable assets aren't just what you can do in an hour. They're your creativity, your knowledge, and your ability to build systems. The whole goal is to use technology to decouple your income from the hours you work. So ultimately, what this all comes down to is a call to action. It's about deciding to be an architect of your own financial future. It's about consciously designing the life you want, instead of just defaulting to the one that's been laid out for you. It's about moving from being a passive consumer to an active builder. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. You've just seen 5 different blueprints for the future. From creating AI prompts to owning a slice of a building, which one are you going to build first?